Right now at 6 o'clock, Governor DeSantis pledges to remove what he calls woke from the American military if he is elected president. The governor delivered a major policy speech today while campaigning in South Carolina.
News for Jax reporter Scott Johnson's here with details from the speech and what DeSantis said in the past few hours during a national TV interview. Scott?
Joy, DeSantis filed to be on the primary ballot in South Carolina today, along with making a speech that showed some parallels between how he's run the state of Florida and how he wants to run the military, focusing on eliminating things like DEI and vaccine mandates. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis taking the stage at a podium that reads Mission First, which is what he says his vision for the U.S. military is about.
So we need a military that is focused on being lethal, being ready, and being capable. And if there's anybody's agenda that gets in the way with that, that agenda needs to take a hike.
DeSantis is a Navy veteran who laid out a multi-point plan to eliminate what he calls the woke mind virus from the military. The plan includes things that show similarities to hallmarks of his time as Florida governor: rehiring military members who declined to take the COVID vaccine and giving them back pay, eliminating what he called DEI bureaucracy from the Department of Defense, and not allowing what he refers to as gender ideology in the military.
It's a military that has been ordered by civilian officials to pursue political ideology, to pursue social experimentation, to be yet another institution in American life that gets infected with the woke mind virus.
But the military isn't all DeSantis is talking about. Late this afternoon, he appeared on CNN to talk with Jake Tapper about a range of topics, including his primary competitor, Donald Trump.
So I do have to ask about the breaking news today.
Sure.
Your chief competitor, the front runner right now, Donald Trump, says he was informed that he is the target of Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation into efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election, and Mr. Trump has until Thursday to report to the grand jury. If Jack Smith has evidence of criminality, should Donald Trump be held accountable?
So here's the problem. This country is going down the road of criminalizing political differences, and I think that's wrong. Alvin Bragg stretched a statute in Manhattan to be able to try to target Donald Trump. Most people, even people on the left, acknowledge if that wasn't Trump, that case would not have likely been brought against a normal civilian. And so you have a situation where the Department of Justice, FBI, have been weaponized against people they don't like. And the number one example of that happened to be against Donald Trump with the Russia collusion. That was not a legitimate investigation.
A few other parts of DeSantis' military plan include not allowing things like critical race theory to be taught at military academies and rejuvenating military recruitment. We're live tonight. Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.